welcome back. We are Baked by Nazon, and I'm Chef Robin.
I'm Chef Eric, and today we'll be making crispy fried shallots with loaded mashed potatoes.
And we will follow that up with a delicious lemon cake with lemon icing. So let's get started.
For this recipe, we're going to be needing 3 shallots, apple cider vinegar, some cornstarch, freshly shredded cheese of your choice. I'm using sharp cheddar today. About 4 slices of bacon and about 3 to 4 russet potatoes. So once your potatoes are finished boiling, go ahead and just simply mash them. Now these ones are Yukon Gold, so it is fine whether or not you have the skin on or not. If you didn't want the skin on, you can definitely feel free to peel it ahead of time. But heavy cream and slowly add it in. Not all at the same time, but just enough to start it so that when you introduce the hand mixer, it'll at least be a little bit conditioned. Can still salt it prior, whether it's the boiling water for the potatoes or afterwards. Just be wary of that your ingredients itself aren't salted, so just be gradual with it. About 2 handfuls of your cheese of choice. This one will be freshly shredded cheddar. Just working that in. Then after the cheese is folded in, you're going to want to chop up some bacon. Whether you use the thinness or thickness of your bacon doesn't particularly matter. I'd say it's preference. Alternatively, you could use like a food processor for crunchier bacon if it was straight out of the oven. But hand chopping it is just as fine. Okay. Then we're going to work in that freshly chopped bacon as much as you feel is necessary. I'd say for the sake of this batch, probably like a handful or 2 is fine. So you can take your shallot here and you're gonna just thinly slice it. Alternatively, I'd say the best method rather is to use a mandolin. But if you don't have one on hand, just a sharp knife will do. So these are shallots that have been pre-soaked in the vinegar. We're just going to pat them dry and have them further dry out in this cornstarch. So you definitely don't want to go straight into the oil wet. In the midst of all that, you ought to have your stovetop on low for getting your oil at the right temperature. Now, it also depends on the type of burner that you're using, whether you have gas or electric. It was a little bit of a sweet spot for finding the electric one, but for gas, just like low or medium low is fine. where it gets you to that 300 to 350 range. Keep in mind to stir them constantly so that they don't, or so that they cook evenly or brown evenly as they're cooking. Now, as far as how long you want to cook these, I'd say 3 to 5 minutes, or until you see a less amount of bubbles. That just tells you that it's close to done. You want to just go more for the browner look on the shallot itself rather than the cornstarch coating. It will still brown up a little bit after you take it out to dry. These are looking good. I'm just going to take a wire rack and transfer them to there. You gotta hit them with a pinch of salt right after you take them out. And let these cool for about 2 minutes, and they'll be good to go. So now that everything's ready, it's time to assemble. Gonna take a little bit of our mash. And then top it up with our crispy shallots. And we're good to go.
That's good stuff.
Now we are going to create our lemon cake, which is very good, by the way. Okay, so for our lemon cake, we're using 2½ cups of all-purpose flour, 1½ teaspoons of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, 3/4 teaspoon of salt. You're going to mix those together, the dry ingredients, with a whisk to make sure they're all incorporated very well. And then you're going to cream your butter, 1 cup of unsalted butter, which is 2 sticks. Your softened room temperature, you want to beat that for 3 minutes to make sure that it's very soft and fluffy. Then you're going to add 1.5 cups of granulated sugar, 2 tablespoons of lemon zest, 3 large eggs. Okay. Lemon zest, you are going to grate the skin of the lemon, and then that'll take about 2 lemons that you're going to put into the butter and sugar mixture. It really brings out the lemon flavor in your cake. Lemon zest, and then you add your 3 room temperature eggs, 1 at a time, and until they're well incorporated. Then you're going to pour in 1/4 cup of fresh lemon juice. You squeeze these lemons after you zest them. And then you add a tablespoon of vanilla extract. So once you get the eggs into the mixture of the butter and sugar, you're going to alternate the buttermilk with the dry ingredients. You're going to start with the flour mixture. Put in about 1/3 of that into the butter and sugar mix. Then you're going to add half of the buttermilk. And once that's incorporated, you're going to alternate the buttermilk and the flour until you're done. Once they're all incorporated, you got this light fluffy mix, you're going to pour that into 2 greased 8-inch pans. And then bake it for, you're going to bake your cake for 35 to 45 minutes at the temperature of 350 degrees. So, for your frosting, you're going to use another cup of unsalted butter, 8 ounces of cream cheese, a tablespoon of lemon zest again, 7 cups of powdered sugar, and 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. Again, you're using your lemon juice. And then you're going to mix all those together until fluffy. You just pour them in the mixer and mix it all together and let it run for about 5 minutes, the mixer. You will have a light, fluffy icing to put on your lemon cake, and it will be so delicious. So we can show you, and here's what the lemon cake looks like. On top, I did slice the lemon very thin, cut it in half to the skin, and then twist it and crisscross them. Now, we will share a slice with you. Like I said, the cake is labor intensive, but it's very delicious and worth the effort. So if you want this recipe, you can find it at cookingsouthernstyle.com. Oh my gosh, this is so good. So this is Robin with Bakes by Nazon, and we'll see you next time.